We are back with Dollar Dollar Bets holiday episode. We have D-Boe with us. We have Caitlin with us. Bobby Betts promised to join us, but after his esports disaster last week, and now we're learning now that he's really into table tennis bets, and he's dropping massive amounts of money on table tennis. He's hiding from us. I think he knows we're going to make fun of him. He made some lame excuse about something, but anyway, we're back. Just finished watching the Rams Seahawks game where I came out big because I took the money line. D-Boe took the point spread, lost. Kalen took the Rams. So we've got one winner in the house. Let's go. And parlayed that with Arkansas State Red Wolves. So a little two-team winner tonight. So I'm coming up on top, which is a good start to the big weekend. But for both of you, not so much apparently.
No, but I did take your prop bet though.
Prop bet was huge. That was huge,
Yeah.
right?
So
Sorry, D-Boe, I didn't share that one with you. That
Which
was
one?
that paid up. Williams over 55. I got over 52 and a half, I think it was, right? And then you got 57, right, Caitlin? Betting it later. But you probably got a little better juice on that one. He got that pretty easily in the third quarter. So that was a nice prop bet as well.
Over rushing yards?
Over rushing yards, yep. So
Nice.
anyway,
Nice hit. Let's go.
3 wins today. 3 bets, 3 wins. Gotta like that.
I took the Seahawks 2 different times. So I took them on the money line, I won that, and I took them on the spread. I lost that. Unfortunately, I put more money on the spread, but whatever.
Yeah,
it
happens. Happens. Let's do a little quick recap of last week. Caitlin, how did you do last week?
I did okay in NFL. The Chargers +6 and then under 42.5. I parlayed over the Chiefs. That one worked out. Texans over Cardinals. That one played out. Didn't win a whole lot of money on that one. And then the Rams versus the Lions. I parlayed that one. Rams won and the score went over 54.5. And then I took your Bills Pats game and I just took the over on the 49.5. I won on that one. And then I took the Colts 13.5 over Seattle, won on that one. And then I ended up taking the Steelers to win over 42.5 and won on that one.
That's a pretty good weekend.
Did pretty well. And then, yeah. So those were my NFL wins. But
and
I also made
some college, right?
Sort of, kind of. I didn't beat point spreads, so I ended up losing some parlays, but, it happens. But I took Arizona over Alabama, and Arizona's easy money. You bet on them and you just win. But then I took UConn and they didn't cover. So they were at -13.5. They didn't cover against the Longhorns and they didn't go over the points either. So I wouldn't have won on that one either. And then the Zags too over UCLA. They didn't.
No, they covered. They covered by a half a point.
But I parlayed them with
over.
No, what did I do? No, they didn't win by more than 10.5 is what I took them as.
Well, I had them at 9.5. It was a 10-point game or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, the hook got you. D-Boe, how about you?
I went to start with my win. I got Patriots. Took the Patriots on the money line, won that. Then I lost.
No, you didn't. Patriots lost that game.
That's right. I'm looking at week 14.
You did the teaser bet, though.
I did the teaser. Yeah, was that my pick? Yeah. Hold on. No, okay. Then I went 0-3. Nice. Yeah. Oh, nice 0-3. But, yeah, Brock Bowers, anytime touchdown. They didn't even get a touchdown. They didn't even score. So, that was a plus 250 bet. So, it was like a, high risk, high reward. But yeah, Brock Bowers did not get there. The Raiders did not get there. And then I took Caleb Williams over 18.5 rushing yards. The Bears smoked the Browns, but he only had 13 rushing yards. Put up 31 points. And I went 0-3. So I don't know. I did pretty well last week. Both of my bookies Venmo'd me. But every pick that I give
Give the real picks. You can't keep holding back with your special picks. For the people want some real picks, D-Boe, not the free ones.
I'm on tilt now. I'm like, every pick that I give out to you guys, I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I'm just second guessing myself, and I'm just like, just take the opposite.
He's due. The slot machine is ready to pay out.
I've been due for a while.
I think D-Boe's going to throw out some big cash.
Hopefully.
I was very conservative last week with. I did pretty well in college. Gave some good picks on that. Gave D-Boe 3 picks. All 3 of them hit on this weekend. And then I only picked one NFL game, and that's the same thing that's hit every time, which is the Patriots and the over teaser, which hit. So had a good week last week. Ready to do a good week this week. Speaking of teaser, if you follow them on Discord, they've got their little prop competition that starts tomorrow, which hopefully by the time this goes out, you get, I think it's 8 units you can risk per day. And if you hit those, the top, I think that there's 60 people, only 20 move on, if I'm correct, right? Top 20 people move on.
Yeah, and then
bottom 20 are out.
There's 3 rounds, I think.
Bottom 20 are out. Anyway, we'll give you these bets. So if you want to follow and make it to the second round, follow us, hopefully. I'm going to put my bets in there. We'll put the link somewhere in the show notes so you have that. All right, let's move on to this week. We will start with college. We've got, go ahead.
Can I add to my losing?
No, if you really want
to.
Put
$100. I made a $100 futures bet last week on the Thunder to break the Warriors record, 74 wins. What did they do the very next day? They lost. So, just rub it in my face a little bit more,
That's all right. It's only one loss, though.
There's plus 500 right now. So I went from plus 450 to plus 500. I'm okay with that. But they lost. Right. Let's just add to my losing case here.
Hey, well, it gets people a little more juice if they want to put the bet in there.
That's true.
Also, the LA Bowl, if you took Washington over Boise State, you would have won too. So
I was wrong on that one. I took the wrong pick on that one.
You were so wrong on that one.
I wasn't even close.
Yeah. But I did have a loss because I live betted the Rockets over the Denver Nuggets, and I lost on that one on that foul that took them into overtime. So that was,
bad beats.
I know. Well.
All right, let's get into college football. We've got the college football playoffs starting tomorrow night. Tonight, if you're listening to this, and we've got a couple other random week bowl games in there, but we'll start with college football. Caitlin, you have any picks for us?
I do. So I'm gonna go against Ole Miss just because they don't have Lane Kiffin, and right now the points are at 17.5, and I just don't see Ole Miss beating Tulane at home by more than 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So I think that the points are in Tulane's favor. So I would definitely take that. And then I've got Alabama over Oklahoma. Even though Oklahoma's at home, I don't think that Oklahoma is going to get as lucky as they were when they played Alabama earlier this year, because there were just way too many flukes in that game. It's not going to happen again. Alabama's much better team. And then the Aggies are playing at home. They're -3. So, they just have to beat the Hurricanes by, basically a touchdown. So I think that they're gonna make it happen. And those are my picks for this week.
All right. I'm with you on Tulane. I think Tulane's a much better team than when Ole Miss beat them earlier in the season. Both coaches are gone, or at least leaving. Tulane's coach is going to be coaching that game. Kiffin's going to be gone. And the fans or the players, there's mixed. I've seen mixed reports. Some I've seen the players are like happy to see him go. Some of the players voted to see him coach the game. Either way, he's not there. You got Charlie Weiss Jr., though, is going to call the offense, even though he's also gone to LSU. So Tulane's 17.5. I think that's a lot of points. Taking Tulane in that game. Over-under's 57. That's a pretty high number. That's assuming a little bit of a shootout. Might lean towards the under in that game, too. Might be a teaser bet because we know how D-Boe loves that teaser. So maybe take...
The only bets I'm hitting are teasers.
take Tulane and what can we get there if we take Tulane in the over? Let's take if we do the 6-point teaser on that, we're going to get Tulane plus 23.5 and under 63. I really like that bet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to fire that right now.
Fire it.
So that teaser bet plus 23.5 for Tulane, under 63 points. All right. Then for other games, let's see. We've got Alabama, which Alabama was favored earlier in the week. Now it's a pick'em game, at least on Bet Online that I'm seeing. Oklahoma's defense is really good. Alabama just can't score. Over-under is 41. Neither team has much of an offense. Kind of like the under in that game. I just think Oklahoma's going to hang on enough to win the game. So I'm taking Oklahoma. Again, teaser bet. I would take the under in Oklahoma if I want to do a teaser on that one. Might do that too. Might do the Oklahoma and the under teaser. But if I was just going to do either of those straight picks, I might do all three of them. Might do one pick for Oklahoma, one pick for the under, and then a teaser bet just to hedge a little bit on that one. And then James Madison versus Oregon was 21.5. Now it's 21 points. Games in Eugene. It's going to be in the rain, a little colder weather. I just
You're going.
think Oregon's. I was thinking about going to that. I might take the road trip up the 5. Go see some Ducks. Play a little playoff action. Beat James Madison. Remember, a couple of years ago, James Madison was FCS. They weren't even FBS, but they're a good team. Taking the Ducks in this one. So Oregon minus 21. A lot of chalk. Well, I guess Oklahoma. Yeah, a lot of chalks up for Tulane. So should be a good weekend of college football. Even though last year the home teams just destroyed everybody. I think with that pick'em game in Alabama versus versus Oklahoma, the home field advantage is going to be the difference in that game as well. All right, D-Boe, I know you're not necessarily a college football guy, but any picks in those?
Well, no surprise you're going with Tulane. You've been riding them for the last, this whole season. So, and they've been hitting. So I'm going to follow you on Tulane. I'll follow you on Oregon. The Ducks get minus 21. But other than that, those are the two I'm going to tail.
All right, let's go on to my least favorite part of the weekend, the NFL. Some interesting games there, some big playoff implications. I might throw out more than one bet this week, but Caitlin, we'll start with you. What do you got for the NFL?
So I'm going to take the Eagles over the Commanders, and I'm probably going to parlay that with the over 44.5. But I was debating. Yeah, I was debating because, well, the Commanders, they scored last week and they finally broke their 8-game losing streak. So I was like, well, maybe they'll get something done over the Eagles. But the Eagles also didn't do so well last week either. Well, no, they played the Raiders. They scored 31. So then I was looking at it. So I was like 44.5, both teams. The Eagles, and I don't know. So I might change my mind about that one, but the Eagles I definitely think are going to win at least by more than a touchdown.
You said over?
Over.
I like that. I'm looking at the wind right now. The wind is forecasted.
Hopefully you're not looking at Caitlin and I were talking earlier about NFLweather.com, and it said it was raining in Seattle, and there was no rain.
Well, it was supposed to be windy tonight.
No, it was like perfect weather. It was like Southern California.
Wind is forecasted at 4 miles per hour with gusts up to 9.
That's nothing.
In Washington.
That's nothing.
It's nothing.
Unless it's over 15.
So it's good for the over.
And then I'm taking the Broncos over the Jaguars. I know there's a huge debate on the Broncos at home. And they've got to lose at some point. But the Broncos just figure out a way to win at home. And I don't think the Jags are going to stand a chance. So I don't think they're going to end this streak. The Broncos defense does not go down in the fourth quarter. But the Jaguars don't convert on fourth down in the fourth quarter. So I think that if you're going to put your money on anyone, it's going to be the Broncos. And I think it's a safe bet to take them at 3.5. So But I might buy a point there just to make sure that it doesn't end in, field goal situation. But so I might buy a point there. But I think you would be pretty safe at 3.5. And then I've got the Texans, obviously, over the Raiders. And then I'm probably going to take the Texans minus 14 and then parlay it with the under 38 points. The Texans just really haven't been scoring a lot of points, even though the Raiders are absolutely horrible. So I might parlay that, might not. But definitely taking the Texans over the Raiders at minus 14. And then this was the one that I did the most research on, which I was asking myself why, but I'm taking the Chargers over the Cowboys. I know that the Cowboys, they still have some playoff implications, but they're not going to be a wild card. So they've got to make it into the division. They need the Eagles to lose the next 3 games. And
yeah, they're fucked.
The Chargers are at +2, and I think it'll probably be under 49.5. So, but I mean, the Cowboys beat the Vikings, which, I mean, that's really embarrassing for Minnesota. No, the Cowboys got beat by the Vikings, which is embarrassing because the Vikings are the choke kings of the entire NFL. They've never won a Super Bowl. They always just break down. So the fact that they lost against the Vikings is just embarrassing. And they let Minnesota put up 10 points in the fourth quarter. So it's not looking good for them. And I don't know why they have the Chargers at +2, but I'm going to take that.
All right.
I'm
Slow
also
bets.
with you on that. It's one of my, got Chargers +2. Take them on the money line +110. Either way, I do like the Chargers. Is that a 1 o'clock game? It might be.
It is a 10 a.m. Pacific.
Oh, it's 10 a.m.
1 p.m.
Do the Eagles play on Saturday?
The Eagles play.
Yeah, I think they do.
So if the Eagles win, then the Cowboys are
The
out.
Eagles are Eagles Saturday 2 p.m. Pacific.
Exactly. So if the Eagles win, then the Cowboys are mathematically eliminated.
I thought they're already done. I thought Cowboys
I think
already
they
out.
are already done. I think they are already done, but
Mhm.
but I could be wrong. I think the Cowboys are already done. Chargers have a lot to play for. Still, fighting for the number 1 seed. I don't think they're not gonna catch the Broncos, but they're still fighting for a better seed. But I really like the Chargers. Every time I bet the Chargers, I lose. So just go back to it. But yeah, the Chargers +2 or on the money line. I'm gonna take them on the money line, +110 officially, and then I got the Jags and Denver game. I'm gonna go under 47. I think that's way too high for
It's a
two
big
really
number.
good defenses.
Right?
And I was just checking the wind. It's not going to be windy in Denver, but it's going to be loud and very cold. That's for
It's going to
sure.
be cold for those Florida kids from Jacksonville.
That's true.
Playing at elevation.
I think Jacksonville has a better offense, but like you said, they're from Florida. They're traveling. 2 really good defenses. Just give me the under 47. The line seems fishy. It's like, why is it that high? I thought it was going to be like a 40.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I'm with you on that one.
So I'm going to take the Jags.
Follow you on that.
Jags and Broncos under, and I might just tease that with the Chargers too. And then I'm going to go back to my old lock, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy?
His over-under rushing yards was 7.5 last week. I hit it. He had about 50 rushing yards last week, 48 or something. But he hit that in the first quarter. It was 7.5. I'm like, give me that. And then it's 9.5 right now. That's kind of disrespectful. Give me the Brock Purdy over 9.5 rushing yards. Going into Indianapolis on a Monday night primetime game, I think Brock Purdy will show off his running abilities, scrambling, and his ability to extend the play is crucial to the 49ers' success. And also, one more bet. I put a bet in with me and Bobby Betts, put in a futures bet for the Bills, plus 850 to win the Super Bowl. I think they got an easy No Chiefs, no Bengals, no Burrow, no Mahomes. They have an easy ride to the Super Bowl. They got to get past your Patriots.
In Foxborough. Maybe
Yeah,
Foxborough.
most likely.
Should be.
But I like that. I like those odds for Josh Allen. I think it's his year. He's from the Bay Area.
I said that earlier. Remember on a podcast earlier,
The
I thought
Super
the
Bowl
Bills
is
were
in the Bay. Josh Allen. There's a lot of storylines here on this. I put I split a C note with my buddy Mike. Or no, it wasn't. It wasn't Bobby. It was my buddy Mike. But we did the bet through Bobby because he's in Arizona. So we get the best odds. So go Bills.
All right.
Nice.
Any more NFL? Is that what we got?
I might take a prop bet on AJ Brown in the Eagles Commanders game at 60.5 over 60.5 receiving yards. He scored 2 touchdowns against the Commanders last time they met, and the Commanders defense is so awful that I think they have a really good chance of just blowing through that. They benched him in the fourth quarter because they were blowing out the Raiders so bad. So he, I think, got to 55 last week, but this one might be a little bit more competitive because Commanders are coming off their 8-game losing streak with a win, so they're playing for some potential there. So I might take a prop bet on AJ Brown.
He's been getting the ball a lot more the last 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, and yeah, I kind of like that bet too because it was Devontae Smith the first 8 weeks. He was getting like the majority of the targets. I've been watching these Eagles games. Yeah, AJ Brown has been getting a lot of targets, even after all the locker room bullshit. They want to keep the diva happy. It's always a wide receiver too, and I'm not,
right.
And the 49ers aren't innocent. We got Brandon Ayuk and D-Boe Samuel kind of being little divas.
And those guys, all those guys who do it, they don't stay in the league that long.
It's
Odell Beckham,
Randy Moss.
He found his way. Moss was great though.
Yeah, Moss was great, but I feel like he was the first one.
He was a little bit of that, yeah.
And then he switched. He went, I think the last 4 years of his career, he was like 4 different teams: Raiders, Niners,
Vikings.
Patriots. Yeah. Well, Vikings, he started out there.
From the Thundering Herd of Marshall. He was a good college player too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give a couple NFL picks. Start out with the regular teaser bet, Patriots and the over. You do the tease, you get the Patriots +9. Giving the Patriots 9 this year is like an automatic win. And then over 42 if you tease that 6-point tease. And again, I'd probably take the Patriots and the points and probably the over straight up too. I like both those bets. But if you want to guarantee money, because it's paid out 7 weeks in a row, I think we're hitting 8 weeks with the Patriots teaser bet. Let's see what else we got on the board here. I think the Bills are going to roll over Cleveland, 10.5.
10.5.
Yeah, I see that.
James Myles Cook Garrett gets a sack or two though.
Yeah,
break the record.
James Cook, anytime TD that's another lock paid out. I gave that last week, gave that almost every week. That's hit almost every week this season. So I always throw that in there, especially if you're doing like a prize picks or something like that. He's like your free square. Always put James Cook on there for anytime touchdown score.
Doesn't pay out that much though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't always pay out.
It's like a
much.
Curtis bet.
Yeah, it's a Curtis chalk bet. Shout out to Curtis who's not with us today, and he got a new job. He's got 2 jobs right now, so that's why he's not working. That's why he's not here. He's actually doing a real job. I think that might be it for my my picks this week. There's a lot of tough games on the board. Gonna follow D-Boe on that under on the Denver Jaguars game though. I like that bet
and
a lot.
Pretty rushing yards. You got.
If I was leaning anything, I would say Chargers over the Cowboys. But like D-Boe, every time I bet the Chargers, they lose, so I'm gonna stay away from that. But good weekend of sports betting. Lots of good college football, lots of good NFL. Not great college hoops this weekend. Not a lot going on the slate. They're taking a little break. They had finals home for Christmas, but after Christmas we'll start getting into some good games. Yeah. Some bowl games coming up this week too. Not really going to throw out any of those. Well, got a couple here. I don't love this.
I'm definitely going to mess around with college hoops on Sunday. The Zags are playing Oregon. There's no points or anything. There's no money lines, anything on them. The Zags have not been clearing the spread for me. So and I haven't seen any money lines on them either because they're
Is
just
that game in Eugene?
uh
Or is
I
it
think
in
no,
Spokane?
I think the Zags are at home by but
Yeah,
Oregon
there's definitely no lines on that.
yeah,
Like
no there
it's on
aren't.
Saturday.
But I'm gonna probably mess around with that anyways when they do come out. And
That'll be a fun game.
Oregon was pretty competitive with UCLA, and UCLA was very competitive with the Zags earlier this year. So Oregon can definitely put up some points, but they haven't been playing the same caliber teams. Play around with some points and maybe tease it with the Arizona game that they're playing the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. I mean,
Bethune-Cookman,
I don't
Florida
even know
school.
how to say that.
It's a Florida school, HBU.
HBU?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is? Okay. Well, anyways, Arizona's always easy money. So if you take them just with the points on that game, you're gonna be fine. So
I like Oregon a lot. They've kind of been a disappointment this year, but I'm not giving up hope yet. They got their guard back, Jackson Shelstad, and then they got this Chinese baller, little point guard. I think he's 23 years old. And he's like, "Fuck this! I'm going to college. I'm getting paid. They pay better over here." So they got this guard like named Lin Wei, and he's such a good passer. He's very very fun to watch. Like I said, they haven't really been getting the wins, and that I like to see. But I really like this Oregon team. That should be a great game. Gonzaga, Oregon. I'll be monitoring that for sure. Probably have a couple bets on it. Fade me. Check back in on Sunday and then go Oppo.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, we got to start posting some of our picks during the week, especially this week with all the bowl games. We'll start putting some stuff up there on Instagram and some of the other socials. Any last minute picks, player props, anything else?
I think that's it. Oh, I do want to give a shout out though to Ferris State. They are playing. They made it to the Division II championship. They're playing Hardy in Texas.
You called that early.
Yes, I did. And both teams are undefeated, but they're going to be playing in Texas on Saturday at 1:00. And that's Pacific time. But Ferris is looking for a three-peat here, so they've got.
That's on Saturday. This Saturday is coming up.
Yep, and that's a shout out to my nephew, Demela Knox. He's on the O-line, and this is his first championship game that he's ever been to. And you can watch it on ESPN2 if you want to check it out.
I'm still looking. I can't find it on Bet Online, but maybe sometimes you can get Division II stuff that you can bet on. Rebet occasionally. I'll see Rebet. You can get some Division II bets in there. So I might try and throw something on that on Rebet. D-Boe, any last bets?
A quick shout out to Better, our proud partner and affiliate. Guys over at Better are doing it better. Use code DALA, and that gets you 100% bonus up to 200, I believe, for first-time users. But yeah, those guys at Better are doing it better. And shout out to them, and shout out to Teasers again. And I don't know how to. Can we have listeners? I guess it starts tomorrow, so we can't really get listeners in on the tourney. The $300. It should be fun though. I'm looking forward to it.
And then a quick update, D-Boe is down to...
Oh, no.
17 days. 17 days left in the Blanton's challenge. He is trailing by about $450 right now, so he needs a big parlay hit.
I already bought my Blanton's. I drank it, and I put I put Jack Daniels in it. I'm going to give it to you.
Right? We're going to have some watered down Blanton's.
I'm just salty, man.
That's all right. Hey, he still has time.
No,
big weekend to hit some big parlays. Do you have anything left in any of these accounts that you could do a big parlay in?
Yeah. No, I got $15 in Thrills, and I got like 10 in Sports Zeno. And then I have a pending bet in Rebet.
Six-teamer, seven-teamer, you start getting up there.
I know.
I had some money yesterday, and I gave D-Boe a bad bet on both those bowl games, and At $31 in flipped, I was going to get one more cash out, and that did not go well.
You sabotaged
One
me
tonight,
on
back
purpose.
up. Yeah, I'm sabotaging him. All right, everyone. Well, have a good evening and good luck this weekend. We've got some huge sporting events coming up. Huge weekend for football. All right. Peace out. See you.
Thanks
Bye,
for
guys.
tuning in.